Hello everybody, there we are again, Awake TV Network. We are again here on Wednesday with Annelies van Rijkenvoorsel and Caroline Hoek. And we are three ladies from the Netherlands. So how interesting is that? And when I start this conversation, I want to introduce myself. I'm Of Getekend from the Netherlands. I'm a Jungian therapist, archetype coach and transformational teacher. And next to me is Annelies van Rijkenvoorsel. Can you introduce yourself, Annelies?
Yes, I'm Annelies van Rijkenvoorsel from the Netherlands as well, and I help female entrepreneurs to break through their upper limits by getting to know their money archetypes and to unleash their inner millionaire.
Wow. And there is our special guest.
Yes.
How are you? Can you tell something about yourself, please?
Yes. Well, first, thank you for this opportunity. It's new to me, and I'm very excited to share more of my insights, knowledge, and even gain maybe more with talking to you. So my name is Caroline. Indeed, I live in the south of the Netherlands, near Belgium. And me too. I'm a transformational teacher. I'm a spiritual mentor, transpersonal psychotherapist working with archetypes, especially the last 10 years, more diving deep in the wisdom of A Course in Miracles, which brought me a lot. And for me, the pinpoint is especially about inner leadership and how you can learn from that place to be guided through with spirit. Well.
Oh, interesting.
That's interesting.
So, Caroline, what about this leadership? You're very busy with that in your Course of Miracles. Can you share the watchers something about this?
Yes. Well, I think, for me, my work is always related to my personal journey. And what I learned becoming a transpersonal psychotherapist was how important it is to work with will. And that you have three kinds of will that if you put them together, like the will to good and the will that is skillful, and then you have the strong will, the will who is actually putting yourself in motion, doing your stuff. And then I found that my strong will was far too strong. So that meant that I wasn't always listening to the skillful will, and on my way, sometimes missing the stop signs. So what I learned through the years was how important it was to be observing and see, what am I doing? What am I choosing?
Wow.
And I came awake in that. I found that this inner leadership is actually, to me and with my clients, I experience the same, is a key. Because once you feel that you can take responsibility for your actions, you don't feel like you are all over the place, but you feel that you can choose again. And then, of course, A Course in Miracle came in, and then it's about choosing love. And then you come aware more and more that your actions are either coming for love, like giving and sharing, or asking because there is something lacking in your perspective.
So interesting that you're telling me about this key. When you have this key to open your own treasure box, there's this key keeper. She wears a big key. And how was it in your own process, finding your key to go back to yourself, your inner journey? Can you tell us something about it?
Well, it's an ongoing process, obviously. So it started when I was 20, I think, something like that. I have always been curious. Mm-hmm. So I think it will never stop. And one of there are actually two occasions in my life that really woke me up. And one was when I was suicidal, and in the psychiatric ward, the closed ward, where I suddenly realized, and it was as if it wasn't coming from me, but there I got one key that I could choose to either, go on and die, and go on with my additional plan, or choose again And this voice was very clear, and it said, listen, now you are here, why not just make the best of it and enjoy? And I was like, what?
Is that possible? Yeah.
Is that possible? And yes, it was. So that was one thing. And the other was when I survived a big accident. Like I fell almost 10 meters and I broke my back on 8 places.
Mm.
And that was actually my spiritual awakening.
Mm.
And it was actually from that point that I have it here, that it's always with me.
Yeah, I see it.
Yes.
Wow. Can we show it again?
Yes, show it again.
Okay, so this is A Course in Miracles.
Mm.
And for me, this is my Bible.
I see.
Because it taught me what love actually is. And it's not what I thought it was.
Can you explain this? Because
Yes.
this is an insight for you and for us.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because, well, as I said, I learn from my own experiences. I think that's why we are here in the first place, to learn from things that when we're in the midst of it, we tend to be unhappy with it. But when we look back in hindsight, we see, oh, but it was actually a good thing. And the more and more you see it's for your good, then you're getting much more faith in, even when things are not going the way you thought. No, there is this will, your personal will. You thought it should be a certain way. But then I found out that that's not really loving. Because if I think it has to be in a certain way, there is far too much ego there, and thinking that I know better than God. And so it was teaching me being humble, more humble.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to know that the Course of Miracles is a book full of lessons, isn't it? Every day you have a lesson, isn't it?
Well, yes, but it has 3 parts. So you have the text where it's the voice of Jesus, and he is telling you why this course is important, and that we are actually, almost all of us, not in our right mind, so to speak. So
Teacher,
yes, so we are thinking from lack, and thinking that everything that we are experiencing here is real. And so it actually helps us to overlook the body and overlook the earth, actually. So that's the first thing. And then in the middle there are the lessons. Indeed, every day you can do a lesson. And Jesus is very specific in it. He says only 1 lesson a day, and don't stretch it. And sometimes what I found was sometimes it was really difficult to stay with it, and I wasn't doing the repetition that he asked. Or sometimes I found it very interesting and I thought I want to stick with it another day, another 2 days. So for me, the 365 lessons took about 1.5 years to do.
But when did you start, Caroline? When did you start?
10 years ago.
10 years?
10 years.
Yeah.
And you started once and you did your lesson, or you struggled and start over again? How was that for you?
No. Oh, no. I was so happy when I started to read the book. Because, as I said, I was already a transpersonal psychotherapist, learning how to reflect, knowing about will. But I also knew there was lacking something in my awareness. I knew I had this repetition with my personal will, and I was so fed up with it. It was tiresome, but I didn't know what the next step could be. And then this book came into my life, and then when I started, I couldn't stop anymore. So every morning I was reading and started with a lesson, and every evening I was reading the same lesson again, and thinking did I do my repetition? Because to me, this voice of Jesus, it was really like I have this brother with me, this loving brother.
Yeah. Caroline, may I ask you, you have a group now for yourself. So did you have a teacher for yourself when you started with the Course of Miracles? You did all by yourself?
Yes, mostly I did.
Mm-hmm.
And then online, I found an American woman called Jennifer Hadley. And she actually was a pupil of Michael Beckwith. And she devoted herself to spreading the word from A Course in Miracles. So I really liked to listen to her interviews that she had with big names like Gary Renard, David Hofmeister, and so on. And I really like that. But I didn't have a teacher here in my own circle.
Environment, yeah. And for now, at this moment, you become a teacher, maybe a guidance. Yeah, can you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, the funny thing is that, yes, I loved what I was reading, but I also felt a bit awkward to talk about Jesus and God and love. But once I got more at ease with it, I felt guided to share. So first I did with my clients, and then they loved it. And because the core principle is about love or fear, because when you are in fear, you're actually asking for the love. I was more and more asking these questions to my clients when they were in some kind of predicament, and more and more started to say, listen, Caroline, you are so clear in explaining. Do you have a group? And I, of course, for a year I said, no, I don't have a group. No, I don't have a group. Maybe I will start a group. But of course I didn't, because I felt a bit ashamed.
Ashamed, yeah.
But yes, I did. And not anymore.
I know.
Yes. So
ashamed and free. We talk about this later. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. But so then I started, like almost 3 years ago, I started with a group. And it's really worthwhile. I see the people, they just love it. And as always, you teach what you want to learn. So for me, I am also very happy with this, because I say it often to my clients also when I do some exercises, that I say, oh, I'm just so happy and grateful that this is my job, because I get the repetition, and I get even paid to get into this repetition. So I learn because that's the strength, actually. We only learn by repeating and repeating.
Yes.
Because in that sense, it's as if we are learning a new language. And really, it's because it's not that you get brainwashed by A Course in Miracles.
A bit. I think a bit.
No,
that's my experience.
Yes.
It's another thinking. It's
exactly.
Up. Sorry?
Exactly. It's another thinking, but it's
thinking.
A reset. And that's a whole different thing. It's a reset. Not a brainwash, a reset.
No, reset, yeah.
Is it also in a complete other perspective?
Definitely.
To get another perspective, yes.
Definitely, yes.
So Caroline, the teacher, he or she was there already, maybe, or got unleashed, not?
Nice, yes. The funny thing is, I never saw myself as a teacher, but more as a guide. And where I come from with this transpersonal psychotherapy, it's called psychosynthesis. And Asa Jolie, the founder, he actually introduced the word guide. You're a psychosynthesis guide. Because what he said is, and I totally relate to that, is, and actually with teaching it's the same, of course. You cannot bring your followers or your pupils or whatever you want to call it where you haven't been.
No, for sure.
Then when you do the journey together, you can help each other, and then of course you can move on, because now I also learn from my clients, definitely.
So you told me about this. I feel ashamed, but now you're working on another project in your company. It's about unshamed and free.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that? Because this sounds so inspiring and new and different, but also not different maybe for you. So please, can you tell us more about this?
Well,
unashamed and
yes.
free.
Unashamed and free, which is partly from A Course in Miracles, obviously, because what the Course is teaching us that on one part, we are all the same because we are all spirit and we are not this body and we are not on this earth. But on the other hand, it says, be joyful, since you think you are on earth and since you think you are in this body, coming through you. And from that perspective, nothing can go wrong. And there cannot be any shame because we are all equal.
We are all equal. Yes, for sure.
So what I learned the past few years is, yes, we are all equal. And the thing is that it's also nice that we are in our way unique. And in this uniqueness, there is your strength. I mean, I love the both of you, but you are unique. You have your own gifts. You have your own way of presenting yourself.
Yes. And you too, yeah.
And me too.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, as a child, I was already, as we call in Dutch, like the black sheep.
Yeah.
And so I know that my mother, she was like sighing a lot. She had a heavy task with me about, because, you know, I was a playful kid, and I was always curious, and I liked, you know, other clothes. And can you for once act normal? Mm-hmm. And I was like, normal? But what is normal? I mean, you are normal, I am normal, can we? But then, of course, I forgot. There were some parts of me that I forgot. And because we all need to adjust, and that's okay. Mm. But later on, I more and more became aware of where my uniqueness was, and especially the past few years, through A Course in Miracles, through having the guts to divorce, I found a new freedom. And what I felt was my freedom doesn't have to be yours.
For sure.
But my freedom was about traveling, being, I mean, I'm 56 now, and I have my camper. And what does it say? I cannot.
Traveler, a
Traveler.
suitcase.
Yes, definitely. Mm. And so I love to travel. I love to be with other cultures, meeting new people. Mm. And also about sexuality, because after my marriage, being single again, hey.
So tell me more. This is a good story.
When I was about 40, and in the same period, the more feeling separate from my husband started, so there wasn't that much sexuality anymore. Mm-hmm. And actually our sex life was like really 2 thumbs up. Like for 30 years, I have never been bored. It was just wonderful.
Great.
And then all of a sudden we were like more and more sleeping apart, and so I thought, well, okay, you know, I have had this steamy sex for 30 years. Maybe it's just over and I'm menopausal, and, you know. But then after the divorce, with turning 54, 55, I felt there was this sexual energy also as a life force coming back to me. So I found my own playfulness again. I found my sexuality again. And all of a sudden, what I never expected, there were guys interested in me.
Wow.
and younger guys. So I have been dating younger guys, like 10, 15 years younger than I was. And ladies, I loved it.
Wow.
So,
Tell me more another moments. I would love that.
It's all getting set. You set yourself free.
I set myself free.
So the free spirit here, you know.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. But you know, I want to emphasize this. I cannot say it enough. Freedom doesn't solemnly have to do with what I did, the traveling and the sexuality and everything. No. For me, the freedom is about how can you be true to you.
Yes.
And if you find your happiness, you know, being in a relationship and being a mother with 5 children, and that's, I mean, it's okay. The freedom actually is in the mind. The freedom is not having that much opinions anymore, and that whatever you feel is okay for you, please live it, do it.
The doer, yeah, also archetype. We have him here. You see, she's doing everything she likes.
Yes.
Caroline, when we talk about money, what is your relationship with money and money archetypes? You also know a lot of archetypes, but first my question is about how are you related with money? Is money freedom for you? What is it?
Yes. Well, as I said, with being a free spirit, it also means that it's good to realize, where do I feel I still need something? Like what I said, where do I feel there is a lack? But so from that sense, I never felt I was lacking money. I have never been rich in the figures in my bank account, but I always felt rich in a way.
Yeah.
Because for me, richness is not about money per se. It's about love. Like I felt rich when even my house was looking awful because a lot had to be refurbished and done. I had my husband and I had my children, and that was my richness for then.
Yeah.
And I also had this faith that there will always be money. Don't ask me why.
Yeah, I know that. When you don't have it, it will come. Universe will send it to you when you need it. I'm sure of that. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's how it has been with me for a long time, and that's how it went. So even when money was tight, because at some point I was near bankruptcy, that's a whole different story. But it also taught me that it was okay to ask, because then I found myself all of a sudden that I really had to meet ends. Like, how can I do my groceries? How can I feed my children at the end of the day?
And how was that for you to ask for money? Was it asking or exchanging services, or how was that for you?
Well, then I have to tell a little story. So why I didn't have the money was because I had been working with clients through an agency, and this agency was getting money from the insurance companies. And the rule was, once you finish with a client, or you have been working for a year and you're going to continue, but you leave the dossier open, you get your money. And then all of a sudden, those insurance companies said that the way I was working with another psychologist was fraud. I think it wasn't fraud, but within their rules, they said it was. And then they decided not to pay me anymore. So what happened was that after a year work, with almost seeing 30 clients a week. I wasn't paid.
Wow.
So what happened was that although my clients thought their insurance company were to pay me, they all of a sudden were like, okay, so what am I going to do? Am I going to continue working with Caroline and then pay from my own pocket? Or am I stopping? And so I found myself asking, I said, listen, I've been working with you. I know you thought it was to be paid by the insurance company, but since it's not the case, are you willing to give me whatever you feel is right? So there was one student who said, I don't have much money, but I give you 20 euros.
Wow.
And there was another, and she said, I have, so I give you 1,000.
Wow.
And everything in between. So, and it's not that I was more happy with 1,000 than with the 20, because it's about, I felt the genuine heart, the love behind it.
Yeah. How does it
Yeah, you felt rewarded, I think, rewarded for what you give, and that you get something for it in return.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, so this is a tool. It's another tool than normally a coin. Yeah.
Yeah. But the other thing is, of course, if I want to travel, I need money.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm. So in that sense, I'm happy I have money in the bank.
Yeah.
But I also know, because I have been in this bankruptcy, that I can also be very happy if I am low on money. So in that sense, I feel I don't need it.
Yeah, and it's also about enoughness,
Exactly.
Enoughness, because our mind is so wired for the wanting mind, when we have something, we want more of it. But that when you get into this feeling of enoughness, that there will always be enough.
Exactly. And that's of course, is the opposite from thinking in scarcity. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you, Annelies.
Yeah, it's all, yeah.
But I think also this pandemic we are in at the moment, that you really get, now we're all in lockdown, that you really go to appreciate in what you have, in fact. And
yes.
And also maybe at least it counts for me that you see like, okay, I cannot go out for dinner, or, I cannot go there over there, but do you miss it at the end? Is it really that something what you miss inside? It's just,
it's not so important. No. So this sounds interesting. Do you have any questions for Caroline, Annelies?
Well, Caroline, maybe would you like to experience? Would you like to meet one of your money archetypes, or is there something you would like to share? Another thing you would like to share with us, or
tell us about this beautiful mermaid, because you have made a special archetype yourself. And I made it a card for it in my game of archetype and talents. This beautiful girl with this, she's not a girl. She's a fish. What is she? She's a mermaid.
Exactly.
So, and she likes to dive. So can you tell us some more about this? Why you like this mermaid? Because I know you like it.
Yes. I like the mermaid because to me, she stands for power, for curiosity, and having faith, because once you dive deep, you will see there are a lot of pearls still there to be found. So it's also about beauty. How can I share beauty? How can I share wisdom? How can I share insights? And how can I, because that's actually what I also like, there is this seductive side with the mermaid. And of course, the mermaid has been misunderstood because, as you know, you have Lorelei, maybe you know, and it says that there are those mermaids, those sirens, and the men who, if you look at male and female energy, it is about female energy. And if you are in this male energy and you are being seduced to go more into the feeling with its water is about, people get scared. It's okay, you can get scared. Mm-hmm. But since we come from this very masculine through the ages, masculine, suppressing energy. Of course, if there is this feminine energy asking you to come, they say, no, you should not listen to that, because before you know it, you're heading into the rocks and you drown. So there wasn't much faith there.
We have here the seducer, Caroline.
We take it together, the seducer.
Yeah. Seducer. Yes.
So what I would like, actually, why not? Because yes, I'm going to take your offer, Annelies. And let's, not only us, but also the viewer, maybe ask to see where maybe seduction and money and going underneath the
magnet. Yeah.
So I'm curious.
Yeah.
Yes.
So seducer. She has this magnet around her neck, and she attracts all her clients with this magnet, and she has this irresistible power, with her charm and everything. Yes.
And
so let's meet her.
Knows seduce everybody, isn't it, Caroline?
Yes, I like to seduce. I do.
Yes,
I do. And actually, I like to seduce in the sexual part, like with dance and things like that.
Yeah.
But I also like to seduce my clients.
That's what this is all about. But also this dancing, I know you like too, and a musician. It's wonderful. All those things helps to seduce and feel happy. And then you're not talking about money. It's just about feeling good, feeling happy.
Yeah.
So you have
feeling
to
attractive.
You have to feel attractive yourself to seduce people, isn't it? That's my opinion. Yeah. So, Annelies,
well,
she's there.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So, Caroline, what we will do, and also for the watchers, we go to invite the seducer today, one of the money archetypes, and I will take you into this inner kingdom, towards your inner treasure room, and we will invite the seducer, and we can just see what she's doing for you, what she needs, and if she has a message, maybe for you, but also maybe for all of us, a universal message. And when I ask you the questions, just answer me so that I can go with you in your story and see what comes up. We do it for about a few minutes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so we can put our feet on the ground with our hands on our knees. And we can just inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And we go with our attention to this place around our heart. Place where you feel safe, comfortable, where it's peaceful. So from the mind, we go towards the attention to our nose, to our mouth, towards our throat, towards this place around your heart. From this place, it's like you open the curtains, the theater. You step into your own inner kingdom. You can see how you walk around there, if you're the queen, princess, king, or a little prince. Maybe you're outside in nature, or inside a castle or palace. Somewhere in this kingdom, there's this treasure room where all the gold and jewelry is stored. You can go to see if you can find it. If there's a place where you can just sit down or where you feel comfortable as well. Maybe a place you return to more often. We just go to invite the seducer. She's there. Do you see her, Caroline?
Oh, yes, I do.
How does she look like?
She's very feminine, dark hair, long hair, and but she's a woman, but she also has this childlike playfulness. She's very playful. Yeah.
What's her age? About
30 something.
What's her role in your kingdom?
Well, her role is, what I see is it goes both ways. She is also seducing me to get out of my comfort zone. And while doing this, I invite others to do the same. I'm very grateful to have her in my kingdom.
And it makes also that when going out of your comfort zone, it goes with much more ease.
Oh, yes, definitely.
She gives faith.
Yep.
Is there something she needs?
No, not at the moment. No, we are very well connected. She feels seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's carefree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because she also knows of innocence. It's also about innocence. Yep. There are no sins. Not at all.
No. Wonderful to have her. To see her like that.
Yes.
Yeah. That she always will be around.
Definitely.
In her playfulness.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Making things light, joyful, and easy. And stretching you.
Yes.
So you can say thank you to her. Thank you for being there. That you will meet soon again.
Yes. Thank you.
And that also others, the watchers, may feel this playfulness. Joy and playfulness. Thank you. You just can slowly open your eyes again. Come back. I totally could feel her and see her as well, you know. It was just really this beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And this playfulness was nice to see your face. Yeah, beautiful. So this was quite an experience with this archetype. And well, is there anything you want to share, Caroline, about this experience and something you want to tell to the watchers, maybe about your future? You're going to work with this unashamed and free part of your company?
Yes. Well, first, I really hope that this interview was inspiring to you. I really hope you felt that you were open to the seduction. Yes, that's one thing.
That we take this one because
Yeah.
it's a very good
Yes.
fix.
And,
it was unashamed and free.
yes, and if you like my energy and you think, wow, I would like to know more about it, feel free to watch to take a look at my website, and there you can find one ebook, which is actually about what I just said, like how can you be the inner leader. It's called Inner Orchestra. My website is in Dutch and in English, so you're really welcome to check and download. And there are some guided meditations there as well. And I thought it would be appropriate. I have been writing a new ebook about Unashamed and Free. It's almost ready, and it will be on my website the 21st of June with the summer solstice. I thought it would be a nice date. So check it out if you are interested in living unashamed and free.
And they will, yeah.
And of course, I love to work with both men and women, definitely. Doing couples therapy, working with groups. And I know sometimes, especially with this seducer, with the mermaid, it's important sometimes to be only with women. Yeah. So I have decided to start a group also. So check it out. If you feel the calling, you know what to do.
It's wonderful. Calling.
And what's the link, Caroline? We put it in the...
Yes, so it's my name, Caroline Hoek, HOEK. .nl from the Netherlands.
Yes. So we will put it in the show at the end for you, so people can reach out for you. And I think it's very inspiring to hear your story. I know already a bit of it, but the watchers, it will be new for a few of them. And we are very happy that you would join us in the show and share your new stuff and your old stuff. But it's a good combination and I like it. I like your energy, you know that. And it was nice to see it again. And thank you for joining us. And we will be there next week. So if do you want to say and share anything to the watchers? We will put your...
No, I think I said what I wanted to share.
Right.
And because I'm not a marketeer at all. When you talk about money, I'm not a marketeer at all.
No.
I feel if you feel the calling, you know what to do. And in that sense, I don't want to lure you into anything at all. I know what I'm worth, and if you feel there is a match, you know what to do. And thank you, ladies. Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed, and thank you for giving me so much space to just share my stories.
Yes. Although we let unfold the process, we will see what's happening. And thank you for participating also with this beautiful seducer. I'm sure you have seduced everybody today. So thank you again. We will meet again and people can find you if they like. Okay? Thank you, Caroline.
Okay. Thank you, Caroline.
Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hi there, here we are again, and we just had an interview with Caroline Hoek from the Netherlands, and so special because we're all the three of us from the Netherlands, and we had a wonderful interview with her. We talked about all those unashamed and free new part of her company. We talked about money. We talked about leadership. And there was also this free spirit we talked about. Caroline likes to have a free spirit, and she's a wonderful therapist with a lot of clients. And she invited also that we could, how do you say that, Annelies, to have her ebook, to download her ebook on her website. Yes. And it's interesting because it's about this orchestra. And well, you're welcome to do that, and we will put our website in the link. But the most interesting part was, Annelies, when you guided her with
The
this.
playfulness, the seducer.
The seducer.
Seducer, and how we can seduce our clients, or maybe just seduce, and that just by this feeling of seducement, maybe also you can attract the things in life you want. So by being this playful, carefree, the more innocent, as Caroline told us, this innocent way of being, that actually maybe you can just attract anything you want in life. And it's also about enoughness.
Yeah, enoughness. That's
enoughness.
Magnet is the attracting part of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So it was beautiful imagination that and maybe the watchers who did it with us, could feel this energy as well. At least I felt it very strong, this playfulness, this gracious girl dancing around in a very playful way.
Dancing around. Also this dancer. Yeah.
The dancer.
And he talks about this mermaid, about this masculine and feminine energy we all have. So it is really interesting. What I told you, Caroline, is a wonderful therapist. You can consult her when you join her email or her website. So this was a wonderful show again, and we will be back with you on Wednesday next week, Caroline and me, and I hope you want to join us again. So speak soon. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.